Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Welcome to Lady Khadija radiallahu anha. May God be pleased with her online college. Today's lesson is on completing the square, looking at a slightly more advanced example than we did previously. So let's begin. Today's question is 3x squared plus 6x plus 1 is an expression, and we need to complete the square so that it becomes in the form a bracket x plus b squared plus c. In the textbook, you might see different letters like P, Q, and C, P, Q, and R, but the letters don't really matter. We need to put numbers here before the bracket, here within the bracket, and here at the end of the brackets, and see what those numbers are. And the method we're going to be using is completing the square. Okay, let's begin by just taking a copy of this. So hopefully you remember the technique from previous videos, and we are just going to follow the same technique. The only slight difference is that we are just going to focus on the first part. In the previous videos, we didn't really have this plus 1 at the end, so we are going to kind of ignore it initially. So first we are going to just rewrite it as 3x squared plus 6x, and then we're going to leave quite a bit of space and put the plus 1. So that allows us to focus on the beginning. And now what we're going to do is notice that to get 3x squared without the 3, we need to divide by 3, or in this case, we need to put the 3 at the beginning of some brackets. So here we are going to open up some brackets. These ones are square brackets. We're going to bring the 3 at the beginning, and that means inside the brackets it's going to be x squared to make the 3x squared plus 2x to make the 6x. And then close the brackets. Again, we're going to leave quite a bit of space, and then the plus 1 can come at the end. Now let's concentrate inside the brackets. We've got x squared plus 2x. We're going to follow the standard complete the square technique here. So open up a single pair of brackets. We are going to have x plus, have a look at the 2, just half of that is all we need. So that's x plus 1, and then comes the squared. Straight away we always have a minus, and then the number we need here, take a look at this number and just square it. So take a look at the 1 and just square it. So that's 1 squared. Always going to be negative here. Plus 1. And now we are just going to change the 1 squared, because we know 1 squared is just 1. Notice it's not minus 1 squared, but it's positive 1 squared. So that's why it stays as 1. And the minus stays as well. Now what we're going to do is multiply the 3 by everything inside the brackets. So the 3 can multiply by the bracket. And also the same 3 can multiply by the minus 1. So that becomes minus 3. Okay, we still have this plus 1 at the end, so we can just write plus 1. And then just take a look, minus 3 plus the 1. That can be easily simplified to minus 2. And that can be written in there as minus 2. So there's your final answer. We've got the complete the square version as 3 bracket x plus 1 squared minus 2, which means letter by letter, we can say that the A was 3, the B is 1, and the C is minus 2, just to finish it off. Okay, thank you for joining me for completing the square. We'll do more algebra in the next session, inshallah, God willing. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.